Assalamu alaikum madada na makaka, wazee kwa vijana. Basi leo house.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a push pull, and today's topic we are going to talk about Uhuru has failed Kenyans. And of course, we are all aware that Uhuru has failed Kenyans terribly, and I have no apology for that. Uhuru has failed us. He has neglected his people, and to be very much specific, he has failed as the 5th president. And to start with, today I want us to analyze very critical issues in Uhuru's regime in 2020. And of course, we must agree that we are starting with police brutality. It has been there. And this is an issue of public interest. And nobody is there. Nobody is coming for the rescue of other people who are being brutally beaten by the police officers. But it was until recently when the MCA of Mlango Kubwa was beaten up by the police officers that now everybody started raising that whole police brutality, stop police brutality. But when Kenyans were being beaten up and down during the curfew hours, we raised the same alarm, but nobody was responding to our cries. But right now, these people want to respond. Everybody, all politicians are asking now, what happened? We want justice for Mudeu. Yet, we have so many Kenyans who have had the same issue. They need help. So many lost their lives. So many are cripples. You can imagine. But now, because an MC has been beaten, that's when you want to raise an issue that now police are being brutal. They are beating people up and down. Of course, let us not go that way. We urge our police officers to use the law, not to use force. They have to ensure law and order, not to ensure force. You don't have to use force. And Uhuru has remained silent on this issue. He doesn't respond to Kenyans' cries. He doesn't. And of course, we still continue mentioning Uhuru's name in everything because he's the CEO of this country. If he doesn't respond to such issues, it means now he's neglecting us. And I'll not be ashamed and I'll not be afraid to tell Uhuru that you failed terribly. Because these are people, you are the commander-in-chief. You can tell the police officers stop doing this and they'll stop. But so long as you are quiet, you don't respond to what people are saying. You see this in the news, you keep quiet. You don't tell the police officers what they are supposed to. Of course, even if you don't, you cannot reach to all of them. You have one phone call away to Hilary Mutambai. If you cannot do that, just call Hilary Mutambai and ask him, what is the problem with your police officers, the IG? If it is not possible, I know you have the potential and the ability to reach out to these police stations and tell these people stop doing this to Kenyans. I don't know what legacy Uhuru is making. In fact, your legacy will be a negative one because you failed terribly. Let us even look at the 4 agendas that you said you will discuss. Your 4 agendas, even one of them has not started yet. And COVID-19, the universal health care that you said is among the 4 agendas that you are to bring about in your manifestos, it hasn't started. Yet, it is a high time with this COVID-19 that you bring out your universal health care in this nation. We don't have hospitals. Now you've neglected your manifestos. You are now telling counties to set aside hospitals or to set aside beds. Yet it was in your manifesto in 2017 that now when you get to power in the second term, you will set aside some funds to help in healthcare. Where are the funds? Where are your manifestos? Why did you go wrong? We voted for you twice because you had better manifestos, and we believed that as Kenyans we are going to see changes in the health sector in this country. Although the health sector is devolved or is under county governments, it is the responsibility of the national government to ensure that you generate or you give funds to these counties for them to ensure that they're having better healthcare facilities. With this, we could not be hearing that now counties are lagging aside, they're lagging behind when it comes to issue of fighting COVID-19. Uhuru, you failed Kenyans. And I repeat, you failed Kenyans. Now, it comes to the issue of county revenue allocation bill. This is where the big issue is. Then it means that you are taking us back to tribalism. Because when you look at the Kenyan constitution, we are one nation. When you look at the bill you are making Kenya into counties. And when you split Kenya into counties, then you are bringing the county into tribals, because someone will be asking which county has lost more funds, which county has gained more funds. And when it comes to issue of county, someone will ask which tribe has lost. Kikuyus are gaining, Luyas are gaining, or a few Luyas will be gaining, other Kalajis will be losing, Wajir will be losing, Kitu will be losing. Yet, we need to develop these counties. So, Kenya is a one state, is a one country, united under one president. And if you didn't study history in Form 3, I'll tell you that the president is a symbol of national unity in this country. You are the symbol of national unity. And when you start dividing Kenyans in the name of county allocation bills, then you are failing. You have to give the counties whatever is required of them. And we cannot have coalition without equalization of opportunities. If you want to form a coalition and then you don't have equal opportunities for each and every county, then you are making a mistake. We all belong to this country. And when you tell me that one man, one shilling, then Nairobi should be the most gaining county, because now each and every county has been represented in Nairobi. And I've told you, as Sakaja has said, my Senator Sakaja has said clearly that if at all you are proposing for one man, one shilling, then Nairobi is supposed to get 25.8 billion this year, of which Nairobi will only be gaining 600 million. That is 0.06% increment. It doesn't make sense. Yet we have people in Kiberu who are languishing in poverty, and you know very well that urban poverty is more worse than rural poverty. In Nairobi, we buy toilets, we buy water, we buy everything. So if you want to develop other places because of population, then it means that the urban poverty in Nairobi, people are going to die of poverty. People are going to die of hunger. And it is very well, when it comes to county allocation or when it comes to sharing of these state resources, it is very clear in our constitution. It is very clear in our constitution. And I will quote for you Article 202 of the Kenyan Constitution under the state allocation or resource allocation. And it says, the governments at the national and county levels are distinct and interdependent and shall conduct their mutual relations on the basis of consultation and cooperation. So when you tell me that now we want to now divide some counties to get more funds, some to lose, then it means that there's no any unity between the national and the county levels. There's no any unity. And yet Article 202 of the Kenya's Constitution is clear that there is that cooperation, that mutual relations between the county government and the national government, of which if President Uhuru, this bill is going to pass from the Senate, then it means that you are failing. The relationship or the relationship between the county and the national government is going to break. And it is very clear that revenue raised nationally shall be shared equally or equitably among the national and county governments. That's the constitution under public finance. That is that under public finance chapter in the Kenyan constitution. These are not my words. It's in the 2010 Kenyan constitution. And if at all revenue nationally shall be raised nationally, shall be shared equitably among the national and county governments. There's no way the national government will dictate what should go to the county governments. It is the upper house and the lower house that should decide what should go to the county governments. And if you want to tell me that counties that have more populations to get more funds, and let me give you an example. Assuming you have 2 wives, you have a first wife who has 10 children and you have a second wife who has 2 children. Then you want to, the first wife, you built for her a mansion, a very big house. The second wife, because she has 2 kids, she's living in a small grass-thatched house. So you want to tell me that you should be giving the first wife more funds because she has more kids than the second wife who has 2 kids and she's poorly developed. That's wrong. There are some counties that are poorly developed. And if at all you are going to give counties that are highly populated more funds and leave the others that are having low populations, then it means we are doing something that is wrong. A county like Turkana, it is lagging behind in development processes. And if at all many funds will be generated to that county, it is going now to start competing Kiambu County. It will now start competing Nairobi County. But if at all we want to snatch some funds again or to deduct some funds from those counties, it means that now these counties will now lag behind. It will never prosper. It will never develop. And with that, we'll always go up and down like these counties are not developed. People start moving from Turkana to come to Nairobi for treatment. Yet you are supposed to increase revenues in those counties so that they can build their own hospitals, their own universal health care facilities. And it is in one of your manifestos, President Uhuru Kenyatta. It is in one of your manifestos that it is a universal, in fact, it is your manifesto number 2, that it is a universal health care facility that we're going to build. You've only 2 years left, yet we've not seen any of your manifesto come true. You had earlier promised us laptops. We've not seen them. Our kids have not seen those laptops. I don't know where the money went to. The money was raised. I don't know where it went to. But with this issue of county revenue allocation, you must think twice. And the issue, and I believe now it is a high time we cut the hands of this handshake. Handshake is not helping us. I thought handshake was there to unite Kenyans, only to realize at the end, handshake was to benefit a few people in the government. It is very sad. It is saddening to see some of our youth who are in politics following the BBI reports, jumping up and down and saying that BBI people should go for a referendum. I pity you people. If you are a youth and you are supporting BBI, you are a fool. I've read the 156-page document and there is nowhere whatsoever that has mentioned that the youth are going to benefit from this BBI report. The only people who are going to benefit are governors or the outgoing governors who are going to benefit. Because we have these regional positions that the BBI is going to bring or is bringing with it. And I want you to see clearly, or I don't know if you've seen this scenario, that people who are pushing BBI report are governors or are outgoing governors. The likes of Akino Paranya, Akina Alfred Mutua are people who are outgoing. So they want to gain those regional positions when they leave these gubernatorial seats. It is quite alarming. And any youth who supports BBI must be a fool. I don't support BBI, and I repeat, I don't support BBI, and I'll never support BBI in my life. In fact, I'm advocating for all youth in this country to say or to vote no for this BBI report. It is of no benefit. If Raila himself can deny his people through the BBI report, then it is quite alarming. This is what we call political backstabbing. We've had people complaining that other governors, other senators are going against them, and they're in the same political parties with this county revenue allocation bill. Fellow Kenyans, it is a high time that we start questioning our president. He's the head, he's our father. And if you don't question him, the shame is on us. We must question our president. And now it is very difficult to reach the president. There should be a platform where we can reach the president so that we can raise questions. If at all the president cannot allow people to, the advisors of the president are questionable. I don't know what these people, I don't know what they advise the president. If I told that these people, if they are people who are abnormal, in fact, limited, they are abnormal people who are advising the president. You've misled the president. You've really misled our president. Whatever he's doing is insane. He lacks political sanity, for lack of better word. The same issue of COVID-19. We don't know where these funds are going. Wanjikos are suffering. Yet we just hear that some funds have been looted. Recently, I had the PS for Foreign Affairs, that is Mr. Macharia, complaining that there are so many billions that are getting lost that were raised for COVID-19 relief. He has been sick. He has contracted the coronavirus. He has complained that there's no any contact tracing that has been contacted to the people he had. Yet there's money set aside for that. There is money set aside for that. The same government claims that is giving people food. I haven't seen people getting this free food from the government. I haven't even seen a single mask written the government of Kenya, or even a name of a politician. I haven't seen that. Yet, every now and then we hear President Kenyatta saying that we have used billions and billions of money in fighting COVID-19. It is a shame on you, Mr. President. And it is a high time you reconsider your steps. Where did you go wrong? Ask yourself, where did you go wrong? Because Kenyans are watching. And I pity the 6th president of this nation. I don't know who this president is, but I pity the 6th president of this nation. You will find the 6th president of this nation will find this nation torn into pieces. It is irreparable. It has perished. Debts all over. Right now we are talking of 9 trillion debt. Who will pay that? Yet we are raising revenue. We pay taxes for our leaders to loot them. And I still repeat, we are saying no to handshake. The handshake has no any benefit to our country people, to my fellow Kenyans. It hasn't helped anywhere. And I have no apology over this. And I repeat, I have no apology over this. We need a one Kenya nation whereby we don't ask people our names, their second names. We don't ask people where they come from. You just, when you are someone tells you the first name, it is enough. The issue of tribalism, Uhuru is bringing it back through the county and revenue allocation bill. And I repeat that, you are bringing it back. You will cause fights between counties and counties. There will be hatred between Wajir County and Siaya County. There will be hatred between Nairobi County and Kakamega County. Because some counties will receive more funds, other counties will lose more funds. In fact, there's a county that will be losing 2 billion. If I may ask, what can you do with 2 billion? A lot. 2 billion in a county like Turkana will be used sufficiently, even to build boreholes. Yet our politicians are quiet. Because they support Raila or they support Uhuru, they are quiet. They are following them quietly. And their youths who are supposed to be in the front line of fighting this disease that has affected our political leaders. And how I guess and how I pray that one day Kenya gets a youthful leader who will rule this nation. Youth have been left aside. And through this platform, I said, this youth and politics platform, you should raise your views. You should condemn your leaders. But you will never condemn your leaders on an empty head if you don't know the Constitution. You have to know the Constitution. You know your rights, that I'm attacking you through this. And even before I forget, there's this issue of Matiang'i ordering the arrest of Isaac Kibet. This boy who tweeted that Dr. Matiang'i had contracted coronavirus and was admitted to the ICU department. What is the offense that has been committed here? This is freedom of expression that has been outlined in the Kenyan Constitution under the Bill of Rights, Chapter 3 of the Kenyan Constitution. Yet, you are arresting someone for tweeting. If at all you don't want to tweet, then regulate the Twitter accounts or do away with Twitter. We can, if you are a leader, you must accept any outcome. People talk ill about you. We've seen people talk. We've seen people talking ill about each other, even the same politicians. Yet, you've done nothing. But for Isaac Kibet, you arrest him. You arraign him in court for publishing such a tweet on Twitter. There are so many wrongs that have been committed by the government and they are being thrown out by our top politicians. Right now, Kenyans are quiet. They have nowhere to respond to. They have nobody to cry to. There's no opposition. You've joined hands through the handshake that we're all complaining about. I wish there was no handshake. Peace will prevail more than the country is torn into pieces. Looting and looting and looting. And after looting, the president will transfer this person from one post to another, with this ministry to the other ministry. What are you doing? Are you transferring thieves to other places so that they can steal more from those positions? Oh no. I've said this over and over again. Mr. President, your language, your words, your steps are questionable. And I have no apology over that. It's a high time we save Kenyans. Kenyans are dying, languishing in poverty. Yet, our top politicians are enjoying. They're eating. Recently, we've heard that Raila has received 72 million or will be receiving 72 million per year. What for? Yet we have people in Kibra, they only need even that 20 million for them to get food on their tables. You are allocating 108 million for retired President Kibaki. What for? And people are dying. The president claims that there is no funds. He has no money. Yet, there are some funds to give to Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. There are funds to give to retired President Kibaki. We must stand up as youth and condemn our leaders. It is a high time we say no to political conmanship. These people pretend that they are representing us in the parliament, yet they are going to steal from us, we people who elected them. And I repeat, I have no apology over that. Right now, you've thrown out the deputy president so that he doesn't benefit. You are in the front line of calling other people thieves, yet you people are the biggest looters. You steal a lot. It has been visible from the COVID-19 relief funds. There's nothing you've done. And even Kenyans now are tired of these numbers that you are announcing to us every day. They are tired. It is not until you start announcing people who have been healed of COVID-19 that people will start listening to you. I don't know who tunes in to listen to those numbers that you announce every now and then. I guess we stopped doing that in the second week when you announced that Corona had arrived in this country. Right now I see flights are coming in. We've already started flights, international flights. How sure are we that we are going to be safe, or we are bringing in other viruses, phase 2 of coronavirus? We are tired of this government. If you had any other place to go, I'm telling you, Your Excellency, we will have gone. For me, I'm tired of this country. I will have gone to any other state. It is quite unfortunate that I've been born Kenyan. I did not choose to be born Kenyan. And the reason why I'm regretting to be a Kenyan is because we have corrupt leaders. Leaders who don't see the need of other people in this country. Leaders who don't see the importance of other people, Akina Wanjikos down here. Leaders who think of their stomachs. Leaders who think that by using the common mwananchi's votes, they'll benefit. Your day is coming, you leader. Your day is coming when you will pay for everything, for every deed that you've committed in this nation. Why can't you be open and let us know what is going on? You've left Kenyans in darkness. Every day, the newspapers are reporting of the corrupt cases, scandals. Even the newspapers are tired of now reporting on coronavirus. Because we've incorporated politics into the fight against COVID-19. And it's as a fault of the president. There's lobbying in this government. You steal, then you let other people steal. You steal, you transfer other people from this position to other position, bring in other people to steal. It is quite alarming. It is shame. It is a shame to you, Mr. President. And I repeat, I have no apology over that. It is my right. It is my freedom of expression according to Chapter 3 of the Kenyan Constitution. It is my right, freedom of expression and use of media. And as a journalist, I'll always raise my voice. I'll always come in and represent the cries of my fellow youth who are languishing in poverty. How many youths are there in the government? Very few. I can't even mention 5 of them. You people have collected people from your own tribes. And Mr. President, I've told you, you are the reason why there is increased tribalism in this country. Recently, someone from Kisumu, or is it Siaya, had so beautiful beds. But you went to your county and picked those beds that were not of good quality. Just because this person comes from your own county. It is quite alarming that you neglect your own people. You run away from your responsibility. You are not uniting Kenyans. Was it not for the deputy president to get Ouma and help him after you refused taking his beds that could be used in the fight against COVID-19? What do you think where you sit, Mr. President, by doing that? Do you think you are doing the right thing? Do you think you are doing Kenyans any favor? You are not doing Kenyans any favor. They elected you, they voted for you to do your work. It is your responsibility to help each and every Kenyan at all costs. Recently you said that you've not sent any police officer to beat up people. But you've kept quiet on the same issue. And now to tell you, these names you are receiving, I've heard you are called Nje, you are called Jaden. All those names you continue receiving them, provided you are not giving Kenyans what they need. Provided you just appear when you are now saying that I've increased the curfew hours or I've increased the curfew for the next 21 days, for the next 30 days. If that's the only thing you will be doing, then we voted for the wrong person. If the only time you appear on the media or you appear before the Kenyan citizens is to announce the cases, then you are failing. We have someone to do that. If every time we see you on the screens, we guess what we are doing. If any time we sit on the TV and we see the president speaking, we just guess, oh, curfew imeongezwa ama kuna lockdown. It is quite alarming. People are given new names according to what you are doing. And I've said it is not any favor. We are not requesting you to work for us. We demand for your services, Mr. President. You failed. This is listened by so many people. There are so many scandals that are under your government. As the 5th president of or the 4th president, you failed us. It is high time you go and carry the drawing board. Leave alone even you go back to just carry the whole drawing board and come pick new advisors so that they can draw everything for you to follow. It's a high time that Kenyans wake up. Raila is quiet. Uhuru is quiet. Our MPs are quiet. Our MCAs are quiet. The only time we hear our MCAs in Nairobi County is when they are fighting to impeach the Speaker, Beatrice Elache. That's the only time you can hear that we have MCAs in Nairobi County. The only time you realize that, oh, people are in the City Hall is because MCAs are fighting to impeach Beatrice Elache. It is a shame. People are busy fighting COVID-19 and you are busy fighting to impeach someone. And I must tell you this, people are in the front line of impeaching the Nairobi Speaker, Madam Beatrice Elache, are nominated MCAs. There are people who don't know the pain of being voted for. There are people who have just been nominated to those positions. And they are in the front line of impeaching Beatrice Elache. I don't know. I'm not supporting his impeachment. I'm not supporting her impeachment, nor am I against her impeachment. I'm not in any of those whatsoever. But it's just to raise an alarm that you politicians have failed. You don't know your work. You only do small fights. You fight each other instead of fighting for your Kenyans, people who voted for you. It is quite unfortunate. It is quite alarming that at this rate, instead of helping Kenyans, you are fighting the same Kenyans. You are demolishing their houses. You are fighting them here up and down. Yet the president is watching. One day, one time. And it is my dream, and I will continue repeating. I have a dream that one day each and every Kenyan citizen will be educated on how to choose rightful leaders. They receive education that will help them to determine who is the right politician, who is the right leader. But due to handouts that are being given to these people, they have been incorporated into bankruptcy, into corruption at an early age, so that they don't see the benefits of voting for the rightful people, for the right-minded people. Fellow Kenyans, let us wake up. This is a wake-up call for all of us. We must ensure that we are doing the right thing. As I do this episode, I must tell you that it is a high time we wake up. It is a high time we wake up, fellow Kenyans, and question our president, and question Raila Amolo Odinga, and question Ruto, and question each and every politician. I know he's your neighbor. Some of you are, even you don't know that you live with the politician next to you, because these people don't show up. They'll only show up in 2022 when they want your votes. They're using you like a tissue paper, looting from you. Right now, you are going to pay more taxes after the budget 2020-2021 budget was read. I know you are going to pay so much. But again, you support your leaders. Leaders who are supposed to be in the front line of helping us, they're now in the front line of frustrating us. They're really frustrating us. We are seeing people, doctors given allowances, nurses given allowances, other people, Ministry of Health given allowances. Yet, we have people down here in Kibra, we have people in Kawangware, we have people in Isili, we have people in Madare, Kangemi. They are suffering. They have nothing to put on their table. They struggle. Yet our politicians are running up and down. They have rallies, they do whatever they do comfortably. But when Wanjiku does that, he or she is arrested. When a politician has a rally, he's not arrested. But when a common mwananchi is just in a gathering of 3 people, they are arrested. They are arrested. What for? Yet you cannot arrest the politician there. And I believe that our police officers are not equal. They are not giving us equity. They are not serving us with equity. They serve us in selection. That who are you? If you are a politician, you are safe. If you are a common mwananchi akina Wanjiko, huna lako. Tafadhalini wa Kenya wenzangu. Wakati umetimia, tuamke na tuanze kushughulikia maslahi yetu wenyewe. Ni wakati wetu tufikie viongozi wetu. Tuambie ya kwamba tumechoka na usaliti wao. Tumechoka na panganga zao kila wakati, kila kuchao. Wanatuibia. Ufisadi katika kila ofisi. Katika serikali ya mtukufu Uhuru Kenyatta. Ama kwa jina lingine, Njemetameta. Tafadhalini vijana wenzangu, tuamke. tukikaa chini ya kwamba tutakuja kusaidiwa na viongozi wetu, hiyo ni dhana potovu mno. Ni wakati umefika, wakati umetimia, sisi wenyewe tuamke, tujipiganie, tutafute uongozi, tutafute viti. Na nimesema ya kwamba ufikapo mwaka wa 2022 nataka nione vijana wakiwa katika mstari wa mbele katika vinyang'anyiro tofauti tofauti. And I believe that is possible. The Constitution has given you the mandate, a leeway for you to vie for any position in this country. It is constitutional. But with the issue of BBI, the youth will be left aside. If BBI report is going to pass, if you are going to have those amendments from the BBI report, from the BBI bill, believe me, you in the next 10 years, a youth will be nowhere to be seen in the Kenyan government. You can take that to the bank. As long as you are still supporting BBI, there will be nowhere that a youth will be seen in the next 10 years with the story of BBI. Nowhere. You can take it to the bank. It's a high time we say no to this handshake. It's a high time we tell Uhuru that style up. Stop corruption. I remember when there was a handshake, he said that he's going to fight corruption day and night. Where did you go? Or has corruption stopped? Has it ended? If yes, where are the COVID-19 funds? We always hear you are borrowing here and there, here and there, here and there, but we don't see where these funds are going to. If Kenyans are still paying for themselves, for them to be tested of COVID-19, where are those funds going to? If we still pay for ourselves, in fact it was 5,000 shillings. It was not until now you started after Kenyans complained, then you lowered it to 1,000 shillings. Do you think someone from Kibra will be able to raise 1,000 shillings if he or she is unable to put food on his or her table? Do you think he or she will be able to raise 1,000 shillings to go have a testing of COVID-19? It is very impossible. It will never happen. Even if I'm the one, even if I had the same money, I'll not go. It is a waste of time. And I repeat, if the government cannot cater for each and every citizen's test, we know HIV testing is free of charge. Why can't you make COVID tests to be free of charge also? Fellow Kenyans, tuachwe kubebwa kama tissue paper. Tuwe na ukomavu katika akili zetu. Na tusipochanuka, tusipoinuka, tusimame imara, tuseme ya kwamba viongozi wetu tuwaambie tumechoka, ni sisi tutaumia pale mbeleni. It is a high time that Kenyans stop this mediocrity. We need a platform where we can reach our president directly and tell him that you are doing this, whatever you are doing is wrong. We don't have a platform. Whether you tell us that we can reach him through Twitter, you will be arrested. Why are you arresting us for giving our grievances? Why are you arresting us for tweeting something that is of benefit to us? Then give us a leeway to reach the State House and tell the President, Mr. President, we need this. This is what is supposed to be done. If you cannot give us that, then let us tweet. Let us post everywhere. It is not too late. It is not too late and it is not too early. We are on time. And God is watching. God is going to uplift these Kenyans that were neglecting. And one day, they'll come to you. And I know these leaders are benefiting. You loot and you go home. Right now, Atwoli is silent. I don't know what he ate. I don't know what Atwoli ate that is now quiet. Mr. Atwell, if you are listening, what did you eat? Come tell Kenyans what you ate in the government that you've now remained silent. Many Kenyans are at home on unpaid leave, yet as a court secretary, you represent workers, you say nothing. You've now stopped being a representative of Kenyans workers. You are now a representative of Kenyan politicians. In fact, not even politicians, Kenyan corrupt leaders. The only thing you do is to disrupt Luhya unity. The only thing to do is to have meetings with these Luhya political leaders. Yet, we have Akina Wanchikos who are at home. They are on unpaid leave. You do nothing over it. It is you, Mr. Atwell, I'm saying. We come from the same village, and I'm not afraid to tell you there's no any development even in your neighborhood. I come from Khusero as you do. And if you don't represent the Kenyan interests, God is going to judge you heavily. There's judgment waiting for you. As long as you continue protecting these corrupt leaders, then there's nothing we can do. It is finished. In fact, it is finished. If at all you can side with the politicians. If at all you can side with President Uhuru and Raila Amolo Odinga to pass the BBI bill. And at one occasion you said that because you're also in the front line of BBI, you should not be left aside. Shame on you, Mr. Atwell. It's a big shame to you. We are saying no BBI. We are saying big no to BBI. Building Bridges Initiative. In fact, it is Breaking Bonds Initiative, as I call it. It has divided Kenyans into different dynasties, into different ethnicities, ethnic groups, to be specific, at the expense of our Kenyan politicians or leaders. There's much I can say, but with the time, we are going to unveil everything. With the time, Kenyans are going to wake up. Kenyans are going to realize where they went wrong. I regret for voting for President Uhuru and the Deputy President twice, on 8th August and on 26th of September, is it October? I regret that. And even if I would have voted for Raila, how sure am I that there will be a big difference? Perhaps they would have also sided again to come and frustrate us, to come and demolish our houses. It is a high time that Kenyans, we think twice. We look at where our votes must go. It is a high time that we style up. It is a high time that Kenyans tuungane. Hakuna siku wanasiasa watatuunganisha. Hakuna. Mwanasiasa anataka manufaa yake mwenyewe. Hana haja na mwananchi. Unapompigia kura anapotea, hutamuona kamwe. It happens. You never see them after you vote for them. I know. My area MCA was my neighbor, or is still my neighbor, but I rarely see him. In fact, since we elected him in 2017, I've seen him twice. Yet is my immediate neighbor. That is Mr. Oyugi, my area MCA Nyayo Areas Ward. It is alarming. What am I saying, fellow Kenyans? That the responsibility is between me and you. We are responsible for our political leaders. We are responsible for everything that happens. And if we don't, then don't blame anyone whatsoever. Don't blame anyone. We are the blame. We have to blame ourselves. And as I conclude, I have to tell you this. We must all agree that President Uhuru Kenyatta has failed us. And today's topic being President Uhuru has failed us, or has failed Kenyans. It's a high time we respond to it. It's a high time we reach out to our political leaders and tell them, you failed us. It's a high time we look for platforms to reach our president because his advisors have failed him. Fellow Kenyans, it is a pain in my heart that in this 21st century, our political leaders are still talking of ethnic groups, are talking of splitting Kenya into counties, Majimboism, yet Kenyans were one state. Kenya is a one-state nation. Oh no. Let us rise up. Let us think twice. Let us support each and every Kenyan. Let the year 2022 be a year of peace. Let there be no fights. Because we've realized we fight, but the politicians benefit. We shed blood, but our politicians celebrate. It's like a ritual for them. And how I pray to God that you punish such leaders. Leaders who shed blood at the expense of a common mwananchi. We shed blood, they will celebrate. We fight against each other, it is their happiness. They are now happy, enjoying lives in big hotels. I hope Kenyans are now awake. You've realized, oh, when we fight, we are fighting on our own. I'm fighting my brother, I'm fighting my sister. And at the end, there's nothing will benefit from that. The politicians will. Whoever knew that there'll be a handshake between Raila and Uhuru, and they'll be laughing together. They'll be moving up and down together. The other doesn't have any power, the other one has, but he misuses his power. Uhuru was a good president at first, but I don't know why he messed up. I don't know if it is his aging that is affecting his mentality. But I guess one day, one time, President Uhuru will realize and apologize to Kenyans. Right now, we don't need any apology. But when he retires and goes home, of which I guess he will retire peacefully, Kenyans will be relieved of poverty. In the reign of President Uhuru Kenyatta, the poverty margins have risen, have increased to a known percentage. Fellow Kenyans, let us make peace with one another. Love your neighbor. Ensure that there is something on their table. If they don't have, you can share. Most importantly, wash your hands. Wear masks. Sanitize. And always remember to follow the World Health Organization's rules and guidelines, and we shall be at peace with our police officers. Ensure in the house by 9. Ensure doing the right thing. Wearing a mask to avoid police brutality. It did not start today. It came back in 2007. I don't want to say that I'm among the people affected in 2007, but I don't want also to be among the people who will be affected in 2022 because of the same politics. Whatever I saw in 2007 with my parents is enough. I don't want to see that happening again. So fellow Kenyans, make peace with everyone. I don't know if we'll end this police brutality, but it's only the president who can help us end this police brutality. The president can do it by one phone call away. He can help us end police brutality. It's a campaign that is there. Everyone is tweeting police brutality. Fellow Kenyans, I believe that this COVID-19 will come and go, and Kenya will remain. You should take care of your neighbor, take care of everyone. And thank you for listening. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is a push a pull, and my YouTube channel is a push a pull, and my show is Youth and Politics, or Youth in Politics. It is a high time we raise our voices as youth together as one. Thank you guys. Please like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe for more videos that are coming up. Thank you so much.